Hey everyone! How are you doing today? Welcome back to SS Express Media with Uzal Hussain. I shall discuss an important about the complete 30-day IELTS preparation masterclass and IELTS speaking mastery. Listen to me. The 30-day IELTS preparation and speaking mastery guide. If you are tuning in for the very first time, I am thrilled to have you here. Do me a quick favor. Hit that subscribe button right now and turn on the notification bell so you never miss a single episode on English language proficiency, career growth, and test-taking strategies. Now, let's jump straight into today's big question. Is it actually possible to prepare for the IELTS exam in just 20 to 30 days and score a Band 7, 7.5, or even a Band 8? Or is this whole idea of a 30-day IELTS preparation strategy just another clickbait internet myth? Let me give you the absolute, unvarnished truth right at the start. If your fundamental English skills are at a 0 level, if you cannot form a basic sentence, if you struggle with simple subject-verb agreement, or if your vocabulary is extremely limited, then no magic trick in the world will transform you into a fluent English speaker in 30 days. Anyone promising you that is lying to you. However, if you already possess a functional, intermediate foundation in English, meaning you can read, write, and hold a basic conversation, even if you make grammatical mistakes or hesitate, then applying a rigorous, highly structured, 30-day strategic blueprint can absolutely transform your score. In fact, following the exact step-by-step framework I am laying out in this video today can easily boost your overall score by 1.5 to 2 full band scores in less than a single month. In this masterclass video, I am going to share the exact 30-day study plan that I use to tackle the IELTS test. We will break down every single module: listening, reading, writing, and speaking. But more importantly, I am going to answer one of the most requested questions from our viewers. Exactly how much should you speak during each section of the IELTS speaking test? How many sentences should you give in Part 1? How do you speak continuously for 2 full minutes in Part 2 without running out of ideas? And how do you construct deep, analytical, Band 8 answers in Part 3 using advanced grammar and discourse markers? This is not going to be a quick, superficial summary video. This is a complete, step-by-step, zero-fluff masterclass. So grab a notebook, grab a pen, sit in a quiet room, and let's dive right into the core content. Section 2. IELTS Speaking Exam Demystified. How much to speak, estimated word count, ~1, 500 words, visual cue, transition sound effect. On-screen graphics displaying the official IELTS speaking test structure, timeline, and band descriptors. Host, let's begin with the module that causes candidate anxiety more than any other, the IELTS speaking test. First, let's clear up the basic structure. The IELTS speaking test is a face-to-face or video call interview with a certified human examiner. The entire test lasts between 11 and 14 minutes. It never goes shorter than 11 minutes, and it almost never exceeds 14 minutes. The test is divided into 3 distinct parts, and each part requires a completely different approach regarding length, tone, depth, and grammatical complexity. Let's break down each part one by one, addressing exactly how much you need to speak, what mistakes you must avoid, and the exact grammatical formulas you need to apply. Part 1. Introduction and personal questions, duration, 4 to 5 minutes. In Part 1, the examiner will verify your identity and ask you simple, familiar questions about your everyday life. Topics usually include your home, work, studies, hometown, daily routines, hobbies, food preferences, or weather. Point 1. How much should you speak? The golden rule for Part 1 is 2 to 3 well-structured sentences per question. If you speak only one sentence, your answer is too short. The examiner cannot evaluate your fluency or grammar, and you will be penalized for giving brief, abrupt responses. If you speak 6 or 7 sentences, you are over-answering. Part 1 is designed to be fast-paced. If you talk too long, the examiner will interrupt you, which can throw off your concentration. Point 2. The Part 1 formula, answer plus reason or details. To consistently hit that 2 to 3 sentence sweet spot, use this simple formula. Sentence 1, direct, clear answer using elevated vocabulary. Sentence 2, specific reason or supporting detail. Sentence 3, optional an example or a contrast. Point 3, real examples and script demonstrations. Let's compare a poor answer with a Band 8 plus answer. Question: do you like living in your hometown? Poor answer, Band 5 level. Yes, I like my hometown very much. It is a nice city, and I live there with my family. Why is this bad? It uses basic vocabulary, simple sentence structures, and provides no depth. Masterclass Band 8+ answer, yes, absolutely. I am extremely fond of my hometown because it offers a perfect blend of modern infrastructure and peaceful green spaces. Even though traffic can get a bit congested during peak hours, I still wouldn't trade living there for anywhere else. Why is this great? Notice the length, 3 sentences. Notice the grammar, complex sentence structure starting with even though, correct use of the modal wouldn't trade, and precise vocabulary like infrastructure and congested. Let's look at another common question type. Question: how often do you read books? Masterclass Band 8+ answer, to be completely honest, I try to read for at least 30 minutes every evening before going to bed. Currently, I am deeply engrossed in non-fiction books related to psychology and self-improvement because they help me unwind after a long day of work. Length: 2 rich, grammatically complex sentences containing present continuous tense. I'm deeply engrossed and reason connector because that. Part 2. The cue card, individual long turn, duration, 3 to 4 minutes. In Part 2, the examiner will hand you a cue card containing a prompt with 4 bullet points, along with a piece of paper and a pencil. You will get exactly 1 minute to prepare, and then you must speak continuously for 1 to 2 minutes. Point 1. How much should you speak? The short answer is, you must speak for the full 2 minutes until the examiner explicitly stops you. If you stop speaking at 1 minute and 15 seconds, you will lose significant marks in fluency and coherence. Stopping early tells the examiner that you lack the linguistic stamina to sustain spoken English. Keep talking until the examiner raises their hand or says, "Thank you, that is enough." 2. How to fill 2 minutes without running out of ideas. The PPF technique. The biggest mistake candidates make in Part 2 is addressing the bullet points too quickly. They finish answering all bullet points in 45 seconds, and then they freeze in silence. To prevent this, use the past, present, future, PPF, structural method. Phase 1. The background, past context, 30 seconds. Start by describing the background of the topic. When did this happen? How did you first encounter it? Set the stage using past tenses, past simple, past continuous, past perfect. Phase 2. The core description, present reality, 60 seconds. Address the main bullet points on the card in detail. Describe the experience, the object, the place, or the person. What does it look like? How do you feel about it right now? Phase 3. The reflection and future connection, 30 seconds. Explain why this topic was significant to you, what you learned from it, and whether you plan to do something similar in the future. Point 3. Real example and script demonstration. Cue card topic. Describe a skill that you learned recently. Masterclass Band 8+ script, spoken demonstration. I would like to talk about learning basic graphic design, a skill that I successfully picked up over the last 6 months. Past phase, going back to early last year, I realized that my digital marketing projects lacked visual appeal. I kept hiring freelance designers, but the communication was slow and expensive. Therefore, I decided to take full control of my content creation and enrolled in a comprehensive online course on Adobe Illustrator and Canva. At first, it was quite overwhelming because I had never used design software before, but I dedicated an hour every night after dinner to practicing the basic tools. Present phase, nowadays, I use this skill almost on a daily basis. I design promotional banners, social media thumbnails, and presentation slides for my professional work. What I love most about graphic design is how it allows me to translate abstract ideas into visually striking concepts. It gives me a creative outlet that I didn't know I possessed, and it has significantly improved the quality of my professional presentations. Future phase, looking ahead, I certainly plan to expand my expertise in this area. In fact, if my schedule permits next month, I am planning to take an advanced course in 3D motion graphics. Mastering this additional dimension will undoubtedly enhance my digital media career and make my visual content even more engaging for my audience. Notice how effortless that flows. By moving chronologically through time, past, present, and future, you naturally generate enough language to fill 2 minutes smoothly without long hesitations or repetitive ideas. Part 3. Two-way abstract discussion, duration, 4 to 5 minutes. Part 3 is a dynamic, high-level discussion based loosely on the topic of your Part 2 cue card. However, while Part 1 and Part 2 are personal, Part 3 is completely analytical, impersonal, and abstract. Point 1. How much should you speak? You should aim for 4 to 5 extended, analytical sentences per question. In Part 3, the examiner is testing your ability to analyze complex issues, justify opinions, speculate about the future, evaluate advantages and disadvantages, and compare different societal groups. Point 2. The Part 3 formula. The area framework to structure high-level Part 3 responses on the spot. Always rely on the area formula A. Answer. Directly answer the abstract question. R. Reason. Provide a logical, underlying reason for your stance. E. Example. Offer a real-world, general example. Avoid personal anecdotes like my brother or my uncle. Use general societal examples. Alternative. Counterpoint. Mention the opposite perspective, a limitation, or a future caveat. Point 3. Real example and script demonstration question. Do you think traditional education will eventually be completely replaced by online learning? Masterclass Band 8+ script sad smiley answer. In my view, while online learning will continue to expand rapidly, it is highly unlikely to replace traditional education entirely. Reason. This is primarily because physical schools and universities offer crucial social interactions and hands-on collaborative experiences that a digital screen simply cannot replicate. Example, for instance, complex disciplines like medicine or mechanical engineering require practical laboratory experiments and real-time physical teamwork, which online platforms struggle to provide effectively. Alternative. However, I do anticipate that hybrid models, combining virtual lectures with on-campus practical sessions, will become the dominant educational standard in the near future. Look at how clear, structured, and sophisticated that answer is. It hits all 4 components of the area model, giving you 4 to 5 flawless sentences packed with academic vocabulary, expanding rapidly, replicate, complex disciplines, dominant educational standard. Section 3. The comprehensive 30-day IELTS action plan, estimated word count, ~2,000 words, visual cue. Graphic displaying a 30-day calendar divided into 4 distinct phases. Host. Now that you understand the exact mechanics of the speaking test, let's talk about your overall study strategy. How do you structure your daily routine over 20 to 30 days to make sure you excel in listening, reading, writing, and speaking? If you only have 30 days, you cannot afford to study randomly. You need a disciplined, military-style study routine. I recommend committing at least 4 to 5 hours every single day to this preparation. Here is your exact, week-by-week action plan. Week 1. Diagnostics, question types, and foundations, days 1 to 7. The first week is all about understanding the rules of the game and establishing your baseline. Day 1. The unassisted diagnostic test action. Take 1 full, official Cambridge IELTS practice test. 1. Restate your main thesis using different vocabulary. Sentence 2. Summarize your 2 primary arguments. Do not introduce new ideas in the conclusion. Week 4. Full-length mock tests and error analysis, days 23 to 30. The final week is all about stamina, timing, and error reduction. 1. Real exam simulation. Sit at a quiet desk every morning at the exact time your real exam will take place, typically 9 a.m. Complete listening, reading, and writing back-to-back without taking a break, lasting exactly 2 hours and 40 minutes. This builds the mental stamina required to stay focused during the actual test day. 2. The 50/50th rule of revision. Spend 50% of your time taking the mock test, and spend the remaining 50% analyzing your mistakes. For listening, look at the transcript for every question you got wrong. Was it a spelling error? Did you miss a singular or plural ending? Did you fall for a distractor? For reading, go back to the text and locate the exact line where the answer was hidden. Figure out why your chosen answer was wrong and how the correct answer paraphrased the text. For writing and speaking, get your essays and speaking recordings reviewed by a teacher, mentor, or advanced English speaker to pinpoint recurring grammatical flaws. Section 4. The ultimate IELTS grammar and fluency checklist, estimated word count, ~700 words. Highlighting key grammar rules on screen using clean, professional bulleted text. Host. Before we wrap up, I want to give you a quick masterclass on the specific grammatical structures that IELTS examiners actively look for when scoring your performance under grammatical range and accuracy. If you want to reach band 7 or above, you cannot rely entirely on simple sentences like "I like coffee because it is good." You must demonstrate a range of complex sentence structures. Here are the 3 non-negotiable grammar tools you must incorporate into your speaking and writing tests. Point 1. Advanced conditionals. If or unless are provided that, conditionals demonstrate high-level hypothetical reasoning, which is essential for Part 3 speaking and Task 2 writing. Second conditional, hypothetical situations. Structure. If plus past simple, would plus base verb. Example. If governments allocated more funds to public transit, urban traffic congestion would decrease substantially. Third conditional, past unfulfilled condition structure. If plus past perfect, would have plus past participle. Example. If the city council had implemented better recycling programs years ago, pollution levels would have been significantly lower today. 2. Complex sentences with subordinating conjunctions to raise your score in coherence and cohesion as well as grammar. Combine simple ideas into sophisticated complex sentences using words like although, whereas, despite, while, and in order that, basic sentences. Technology makes life easier. It can also cause social isolation. Band 8 complex sentence. Although technological advancements have undeniably made daily life more convenient, they can also lead to severe social isolation if relied upon excessively. 3. Present perfect and present perfect continuous tenses. Candidates often overuse the simple past tense. Incorporating the present perfect demonstrates that you can link past actions to present consequences. Simple past, I lived in Dhaka for 5 years. Implies you no longer live there. Present perfect continuous, I have been residing in Dhaka for over 5 years, which has allowed me to deeply understand the local culture and lifestyle. Implies you still live there and links the past experience to your present understanding. 4. Avoiding common speaking traps. Finally, keep these 3 immediate fluency tips in mind for test day. Silence is better than If you need a moment to gather your thoughts, do not make filler noises like or Instead, use natural filler phrases to buy yourself 3 seconds of thinking time. That is a fascinating question. Let me think about that for a moment. To be quite honest, I have never really considered that before, but I suppose, never memorize answers. Examiners are expert professionals trained to spot memorized answers instantly. If you deliver a memorized script, your voice rhythm becomes flat and robotic, and the examiner will penalize you heavily. Self-correct calmly. If you make a small grammar mistake during your speaking test, do not panic. Simply correct yourself naturally and move on. Yesterday I went to the store. Self-correcting demonstrates that you possess awareness of grammar rules. Host delivers an encouraging, heartfelt sign-off. Host, as we bring this comprehensive IELTS masterclass to a close, I want to leave you with one final thought. The IELTS exam is not an intelligence test. It does not measure your IQ, your talent, or your worth as a person. It is simply an assessment of your practical English language skills and your ability to apply smart, strategic test-taking habits under timed conditions. 30 days might sound like a short amount of time, but if you approach every single day with determination, if you follow the 30-day preparation schedule we laid out, and if you apply the speaking structures and grammar techniques we covered today, you will be amazed at how much your performance will improve. If you found this masterclass helpful, please click that like button right now. It really helps the YouTube algorithm show this video to other students who need it. Also, leave a comment down below letting me know. What target band score are you aiming for? And when is your exam date? I personally read and reply to as many comments as possible. Don't forget to subscribe to SS Express Media for more practical guides on IELTS preparation, career strategies, and educational success. Thank you so much for spending your time with me today. Keep practicing, stay confident, believe in yourself, and I will see you in the very next video. Take care, and goodbye.